So we're going to do a training on doing events and expos. And I am just going to let you know that if you sign into your Marketing Sense system, which I'm going to do, and you go to your Media Pack Creator, and you look in the System Media Pack that says Abundance, Getting Started with Young Living, there is a supply list for an event fair document. And I'm going to use this document as a guide for our conversation today. So it's here. It's in Marketing Sense and available to you. You could go and download it later. And I'm just going to start out with this list. So I guess the precursor to this is what kind of events and expos has my team been doing that have been successful, and how often do they do them, and how do we work together as a group to support ourselves. And the type of events are local farmers markets, regional farmers markets, flea markets, same thing, local, regional, statewide, trade shows, I should have said, if you are calling in and we're not having a conversation, if you could just *6 your phone, it mutes out the background. Trade shows, church bazaars, women health expos, fairs, like state fairs or local, city and county fairs, Christmas bazaars, healing expos, healing events. I should say that anything around women's health seems to be really popular. And then the process that we have been following is we do research to find events in this community and its surrounding areas, and there's always an application form. So team members find the application form, and we ask some key questions like, how long has the event been around? What was the attendance last year? What's the cost for having a table or a booth? What's the schedule? So what's the agenda? If it's a trade show, how much traffic can we expect, to pass by the table? And then here's where we go into this list. One of the questions that we want to know is what comes with what we're paying for. And so I know that it sounds obvious to find out if there's a table at your event, but some events offer them and some don't. And so you want to make sure you check with them prior to, and ask the event coordinator what size table you'll have or not have. And then tent is on the list because we do a lot of outside events, and you want to keep yourself cool, or in the opposite, warm if it's windy and rainy if you're going to be outside. And just for the purposes of this call, I did an Amazon search and I found this portable tent. It looks like you can get the event canopies. You want to get something that's 10 by 10, and in most cases that's the size of the exhibit space that you're going to purchase at these events that we've been going to. And then the other thing that we have is this sidewall kit. And those sidewall kits come in handy a couple of different ways. One is if it's an outside event and there's security at nighttime and you can lock up your table, then you don't have to take everything home with you every night and bring it back. The other thing that's nice again is if it's hot, having that shade and really offering people a place to come in out of the shade and have a nice experience is going to be handy. And then you want to ask your event coordinator if there's going to be, going back to the list, if there's going to be chairs. And we do both, Bev. We have chairs behind for us kind of to get in a break if there is one in the traffic. And two, sometimes people who are at expos just love to come in and have an essential oil experience. And so we might have a nice chair there for them to sit and rest their feet. Then a cooler is on the list because most events do not provide for exhibitors snacks and lunch and drinks. And you'll also want to make sure that you think about not just water for drinking, but water for your diffuser. And I added a cart to carry all your supplies because it can take a lot of trips and you can be a long way from where you're parking your car. Or I guess it should also say, or a teenage son. Yeah, that'd be good. Husband, someone strong. So then the next kind of area here is what to display on your table. And again, I did a little search for you. Let's see. On the table banners that we invested in. And so I just will put it up here. Maybe. So here's from Cree Publishing. We have them in purple, but you can get them in many colors, and you can get them in 8-foot. You can get them in 10-foot. Do I think that you need to spend $75 to have this Young Living tablecloth? No. Did we have it in the beginning? No. Did we have a table cover? Yes, and it came from a thrift store. And it was really pretty. And I absolutely think it would be fine for you not to have this. I just want you wanted you to be aware that it is available. And then going back to our list, the next item is the Young Living banners. And I will show you the ones that we have. There's lots of companies who do banners. I put this Young Living table cover in here so that you could see that you could just Google it, and that would get you to lots of companies are offering those table covers. Here's banners. So this is updated with the new Premier Starter Kit. I have the head to toe one. I have many of these. And their prices are based on whether they're tabletop or not. And I want to pull over a picture and show you. Here's a picture of Yolanda. You can see this is that canopy with the sides. And I want to zoom in here. Here's the tabletop banners. And then you can see we have the essential oils desk reference guides and some clipboards and pens, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. And there's that table cover that we were talking about. Nice water bottle on the ground. Okay, so that's kind of what those tables banners do. They also have them that go on the ground, and you can't see it, but at this particular booth where I was just showing you, those big banners were out front, and so people could see them as they walked down the aisle. So let's go back to our list. Then we have a diffuser running with your favorite oils, and you want to make sure that you have in your event bin an extra long extension cord and a power strip to run your diffuser. It's a good idea to ask if your ask in advance if your table comes with electricity or if it's an extra charge. And lots of expos, if you arrange for electricity in advance, have a big discount. So make sure you ask that question of your event coordinator when you're setting things up. So the sign-in sheet with the pen attached, as you can see, we've gone to having those little clipboards with the tickets on them. And let's see, which one is it? Oh, here it is. So I scanned in a ticket really quick, Bev, when we decided we were doing this today, of one of the ones that I could find. And we put a little line at the top, and that line is for the persons who has developed a relationship. So in Beverly's case, if this person was coming to the table and you were having a conversation, you just put BB, and that way we'd know that afterwards that was your contact. And then we have found that making our little, I don't even know what you want to call, these little pieces of paper with these boxes is really helpful for when you're entering them into Marketing Sense. People tend to print much more legibly with the boxes, and so that's why it's that way. And then you can see we just ask first name, last name, phone, zip code, email, and then down in the bottom we have asked them to circle what they want to have more information about. And so how we use these slips of paper is that we are always promoting local wellness events. We always have wellness events scheduled. There's always a next one to invite people to. Bev, you call them classes. We call them classes or wellness events, or same thing, where we are people who come up to the booth who want more information. We are always inviting them to the next wellness event, and this becomes our way of being able to get information from them, come and put them into Marketing Sense, and then invite them to the next wellness event. And I'm going to show you, if we have time, how we do those wellness event invitations on Facebook and get people. So the other way get people invited to those events. The other way we use this form is that, let's say we're having a conversation and you ask me something really specifically. Maybe we have a conversation about Breathe Again essential oil. And so I'll just turn this over during our conversation, and I'll be writing notes about, Beverly wants more information about Breathe Again. She said she'd be interested in having me come over and talk to 5 or 6 of her friends at a Wednesday morning Bible study. So all of those things, because at the end of this event, you're going to have 50, 100, 300 of these slips of paper, and you want to try and leave yourself some notes for how you were connecting people. Any questions so far? I'll take that as a no.
No, it's sounding good. I know it's always good to have awkward. Oh, Sandy Morris wants to see your table display again.
Okay, pulling it over. Sandy, I'm going to show you 3. So here's one, and I'm going to zoom it in so you have a chance to look really close. These are laminated, and I'm going to show you what we laminate, the product catalogs. The essential oils desk reference. This one we had some Thieves products. Here's the some more laminated. We have our tear sheets right here, and there's some more tear sheets. I think that's what that is. Here, this clipboard is what I was referring to. So this is where that sign-in sheet that I just talked about, and a pen. And so we hand these to people. And so here's another display, and this one is kind of fun. We had a diffuser going. Here's the laminated sheets, the clipboards. These are some Ningxia red bottles, and we've taken off the labels. And the little sign right here, what that little sign says is, would you like to have a glass sip of water with flavored with essential oils? And I want to say one was peppermint, and one was citrus fresh, and one was lemon. And so people could come up and we would pour them a glass and talk to them about using essential oils internally. And so that was a really fun display inside. At a convention, there were about 800, 900 women at this event. And then I think I have one more, maybe all the way at the front. Oh yeah, so here's another one. This was actually a 10 by 20 booth, and so we had a massage therapist. So Daniel in the white jacket was a massage therapist, and he actually brought his chair, and so he was offering to do quick work on people's neck and shoulders with peppermint, and he's licensed in the state of Washington, and so that was all legal, and you'd want to check with your local areas. But Daniel's a Young Living distributor and also, massage therapist. And then, so we had 2 tables, and it was a 10 by 20 booth. And in this case, they provided the booths, they provided the covers, they provided the banners behind, and obviously it was inside. Okay, so I think we're to number 5. Oh, so what I started to say is when someone comes up to the table, this is how I do it, and I'm going to give you this as an example, and then I'm going to add to it by saying this disclaimer, which is find your own style, find what you're comfortable with. So if Beverly walks up to my table, I'm going to say, would you like to experience some essential oils? And she's going to say yes, because you always say yes. And I'm going to say, which one would you like to experience? And then I'm going to stop and pause. And I'm going to let her tell me which oil that she wants to try. And most of the time people have an opinion. I'd like to try peppermint. And I always say, oh, I love peppermint. Or I love frankincense. Let me tell you how I use it. And then I take the bottle and I do not drop an oil on me, but I say I tip it up and an oil drop comes out, and then I rub my hands together and I inhale it. And then this is a super hot day. It's like 115 out here today. And so with the peppermint oil, if that's what they chose, I'm going to put it on the back of my neck and I'm going to notice how it starts to cool me down. And with peppermint even, I can put a little bit on my tongue and breathe in. It's going to be really cool and refreshing and invigorating. Want to try it? And so if they do, I either hand them the bottle or I put the bottle on the table and let them take it. And then I always let people apply their own oil, and then I just give the disclaimer like, please don't put your hand in your eyes, because this is therapeutic grade. It's the top 2% of oils in the world, and you would notice a little bit of stinging if you put your hands in your eyes. So that's how I do it. Other people have found comfortable ways to have the conversation, but what we focus on is people experiencing the oils, number 1, and then number 2, Beverly, you're going to have a great experience with peppermint. You go, oh my gosh, wow, that's amazing. I go, how would you like to get invited to come to an essential oils class? We teach them all the time here locally. So that's the invitation.
Yay, my favorite line.
It's that invitation is to come to the list, to come to the class, and we hand them the paper, and now they are technically going to end up in my marketing sense system. They're going to be in the product user campaign. They're going to get lots of information, and we have some time requirements around working expos. So we like to ask people to get those sign-in sheet names into their marketing sense system within 3 days after the event ends. And then we like people to place a personal invitation call to the next wellness event within 7 days. And we also ask people within 3 days before, prior to the wellness event, that they call and place a second invitation reminding people of the event. And it just makes sense for me, for people to do that so that they're getting a return on their investment. Okay, number 5, raffle tickets. This is on here, and so here's my thing about raffle tickets. I don't do them at my tables, but I have people who love raffles and would never dream of not doing raffles. And you can see by those pictures that I showed you, some people had raffles, some people did not have raffles. This is one of those optional things, and you choose. Here's my argument for having raffles. You will end up with lots of slips of paper because it's really easy for you to say, hey, Beverly, would you like to enter my raffle to win a free 10 Everyday Oils Essential, 10 Everyday Essential Oils kit? And it's easy for Beverly to say yes. Here's my argument against having raffles is it's a bigger investment for you. And number 2, it is more qualified to have a slip of paper from someone who has been invited to a wellness event to learn more information about essential oils than someone who you're going to call later, and instead of reminding them that they wanted to come to a wellness event, you're going to let them know, oh, by the way, you didn't win the raffle. Would you like to come to a wellness event? So unless you want me to talk any more about that, oh, one more thing about that. You need to have a vessel to make sure that you put all the raffle tickets in there. You need to actually have the raffle drawing and give it out, and we suggest posting that who the winner was, and a picture if possible. And you want to check with your state's gambling rules, and also the expo or the trade show or whatever, whether or not they allow raffles or not. So just make sure it's all on the up and up. Okay, so number 6, tear-off sheets. We love tear-off sheets. This is what we use. Do you have to use tear-off sheets? No, but what we do suggest is that you have something with your name and your ad and your phone number and your Facebook and your website, your Marketing Sense website, that you give to every single person who stops by your table. And so I Googled tear sheets. So here's the tear sheets. And tear sheets are for 50 of them. They are $12.50. They come from Crown Diamond Tools, Sound Concepts. We love the Dr. Mom one. We love the Healing Oils one. We love, there's one down here, this one, the Young Living Presentation Tear-Off Pad. It goes through each of the Premier Starter Kits on the back. I'm going to just highlight that one. So here's what this looks like, and I think it allows me to zoom in on it. Yep. And it goes through each of the oils. Well, you can come and do this. And then on the back side, oh, I guess it doesn't have a picture. On the back side, it goes through. This is how you get started. Here's the best way Premier. And so it just really walks people through the sign-up page. Again, create a label or attach your business card to the tear sheets. And there's some discounts, as you can see here, by that shopping cart if you buy many, which I do. No, thank you. No live chat. Thank you. All right, let me look at my notes here. So Crown Diamond Tools. Okay, so then the next thing is laminated. And this is an 8.5 by 11. I don't know if you've seen it, but it is the new Everyday Oils collection. And I love this because it tells people there's a decoder, and so it gives suggestions for how to use this. All FDA compliant, and then it'll tell people here's internal use, here's aromatherapy, here's topical application, and it has this little decoder. I really like this. So we have these laminated, and it's what we use when we're talking to people at our tables and booths. Back to our supply list. The essential oils desk reference. If your budget allows you to have the pocket size, use the pocket size. If you have the large size, use the large size. In case questions arise, it's handy just to have it on the table. And then other items that you might use, we suggest a name badge. Either have one made or just write your name with a Sharpie. I'm really into do things that you can afford to do. Don't go into debt. Some masking tape, a Sharpie, some extra pens, some scissors always come in handy. We have product guides on the table. We have order forms. We've been doing this for so long now that I have actually 10 kits. And I let people check out the kits to take their event. And that way, if people are buying the Premier Starter Kit right on site, you saw that one table that had a computer there. So we have a hotspot and a computer, and people can enroll right at the table. We use Beverly, you're familiar with this method, the method where we then hand them their Premier Starter Kit and get permission with their method of payment on their account to ship back to my address to replace the kit that then I've given them on site. And so people can walk away with their products. Do I think that's necessary? No. If it's the same thing. If you're not in a place where you can have an extra kit, because you already have one with the lids open and it's sitting on the table that people are experiencing your oils. So if you don't have enough yet to invest in that other, don't worry about it. And then paperweights are really helpful if you're going to be outside to keep things from blowing away. What kind of questions do you have about this supply list? Yes, no, nothing?
Where can we get the oils handout that you laminate?
That is on Etsy.
Okay. Do you have a link for that? Because I definitely want one.
I do. Let me think. Up to Etsy. Young Living Essentials is the Etsy page. She sells this amazing. I have used Courtney's business cards for a year, and her business cards are amazing. But she just did this kit that has Facebook invitations and this little mini. I'll show it to you. Here's the what. I just am starting to use this book, and so it's 4 pages. You can copy it. Color, of course, would be what Terry Seacrest did, right, Beverly? She said right. And
yes, right.
and black and white if you're on a budget, right, Beverly?
Yes. Yes, they're really important.
And so this little booklet, it's 4 pages. You cut it, you staple it, and look at how beautiful it is. It has all of the uses. Everything is compliant. And I have to tell you, I did a lot of searching, and then finally I was talking to Courtney, and I'm like, do you have anything that's with the new kit and is compliant and it's been scrubbed? I mean, so here we go. This is beautiful. So it comes with that, and then it also comes with these invitations, which are beautiful, and a Facebook tag invitation, and I'll show you that in a second. What other questions do you have about the supply list? So let me add one more thing. Anyone who buys, I don't know if your group does this, but in our group, anyone who buys the Premier Starter Kit, we give them the Essential Oils Pocket Reference Guide as a gift. And that has really helped our team see a lot of repeat sales. So that's the other thing that we have at our expos. And the other conversation that people are really accustomed to having at tables is how to use a diffuser and how to use it well. And we really focus on having a diffuser in the kitchen, having diffusers in the bathroom, having diffusers in your living areas. And of course, if budget's an issue, the company's giving you a free diffuser in your Premier Starter Kit, and so you're just going to carry it around. And we all talk to people who budget is not an issue, and for those households, we typically recommend that they upgrade and get the Rainstone or the Aria or the ThermaPro diffuser and have multiple diffusers. And we do lots of conversations around making sure that people understand it's cold mist and it's falling on those surfaces, and you know all the conversations. But it's we have found it a very successful strategy to help people replace like chemicals with the plug-ins, or Scentsy, which is big in Washington State, or scented candles. And we tell them, get those out of your house. Use essential oils. It's much better for your family. Okay, so I was going to show you Facebook. I'm sure you're all Facebook savvy, but this is what we do. We come to events. I already logged in and I clicked on events. And I'm going to create an event. And it's going to be a wellness event. And we're going to do an introduction to essential oils. And this fictitious event is going to be at, there we go, at the city of Maricopa. No, I better not do that. At Stanwood, I'll just do Stanwood, Washington. And we're going to have that next Saturday. It's going to be at 9:30 a.m. Nimble fingers, come on. And it's going to be from 9:30 until 11 o'clock. And I do these so that guests can invite their friends. And so I'm going to click the Create. And now I'm going to make it look pretty, and I'm going to add an event photo, and I'm going to upload a photo. I hope this works. Maybe it's in pictures. Let's go with standby. Does this picture work? Okay. So I'm going to upload a picture, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drag it to reposition it. And then I'm going to click Save Changes. And I would choose a better picture. As you can see, this one is not the right resolution, and so it's blurry. And the way that I would do that is I would come up and I'd change my event photo. And I would upload a new photo. And I'm going to scroll down. And let's try this one. We're having a hectic or stressful day. These are the essential oils we want to use. And I could just focus on those if I wanted to. And then I could click Save Changes. And that was a little bit better resolution for those bottles. And so now if I want to invite people, I'm going to add friends, Beverly. And so she will show up as my invited. I can also come down and show more friends, and I can choose from my friends, and I can go through and open this up, and I can have all my friends come up, and I can just go down and select all these people. And then if I wanted to invite them all, I would send them all invitations, but since this is fictitious, then I'm going to cancel. Now if I come back to how do I find this afterwards, I go to my home. And then I click on Events. And then I scroll down to the 13th. Actually, I'm having a wellness event on the 13th. So I'm going to go to this. And Beverly is going. She's accepted the invitation because she's so computer savvy. She can do that and to be on a training call at the same time. Now, Beverly can go in, and this is very important for duplication, and she can invite all of her friends to this event. And she would follow the same way by just going in and adding friends to this event and then inviting them. Beverly?
I'm here.
That's what I got for you. What else you want to know?
Yay! Okay, so that's awesome. I think I like everything that I see. Will you share a little bit about where we can find the events at, do you think?
Yeah, I'm happy to. One, know your community and look in your, here we have what's called the crab cracker, and it's like a little nickel. Or what do you have in your community? It's like free, and you find them on all of the coffee tables and all of the businesses in the entire community.
Well, I mean, here we've got the thrifty nickel. You know, I think the thrifty nickel is in about every town. So
yeah, okay. I don't have it here, but I have the crab cracker. And so go and look in that. Read bulletin boards in your community. Public library is amazing. Your resource center in your community. Laundromats, grocery stores all have bulletin boards. And the people who are having those events are publicizing in your community, the newspaper, the internet. Think about events that you have been to and what their names are. Like, it's really easy to find the community fair in your community. And commit to doing whatever your budget allows you to. And so that might mean you're doing one event per week or one per month or one per quarter. However you start off, find them, find out what it costs to go to them, and get the best return on your investment by investing the least amount of money for the most amount of traffic. And here's the other thing I will say is that when we first started doing events, we started small because it was the least expensive. And now we're getting up there where we're really doing some big events and co-oping the table. And if you're not the first Young Living table at that expo, don't do it. And so ask the exhibits coordinator, do I have an exclusive? In other words, if you pay for a table and you're a Young Living distributor, are you going to be the only Young Living essential oils table there? And if she says no, don't do that event. And if you're the second person in, don't do that event. It just doesn't make any sense. And if your community gets saturated, just move over 25 miles or 15 miles or whatever it is, 30 miles, and go to the next community and have fun saturating that next community. The other thing that I do for my team here locally is I have a couple of bins now, and they're big totes that I just went to Target and picked up with snap lids. And so everything in that bin is inventoried, like, you know, all of the oils are there, all of the cards are there, all of the everything is there that go on those displays, the banners. And so people come and they agree to check them out. They can use them for free at that event. And so if your partners on your team or locally collaborate together and share the expense of that initial visit and then share them. And what people on my team commit to is that they will return the materials to me in the same condition or replace them. And so all the time people are coming in and borrowing those bins and taking them to their event. And so it's a lot more cost effective. I thought of one other thing that I will talk about. Should you do an event by yourself or with other people? And my answer is always going to be like totally Winnie the Pooh. Life is always funner with two. Christopher Robin's Winnie the Pooh. Ha, ha. It's late in the day. So yes, I think it's really fun to do events with two or more people. And so as you develop your business partners, invite them to come. It's a great way to do training. It's much funner when you're not there by yourself. But don't let that stop you. If you don't have someone who you're working with yet, don't let that stop you from going out and doing events. And in the summertime, we do some fairs in our community, and they're like 4-day events, and they're from, you know, you have to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and you're there until 9 o'clock at night. And so clearly that's not something that I would take on for myself, and so we set it up so that people sign up for 4-hour blocks, and we always have more than 2 people in the booth. And in those cases, it just works to set the intention that people are going to come out with about equal amount of contacts. It doesn't always work exact, but about equal. And so we just kind of rotate people in and really want I really want my team members to end up with the slips of paper for people who they started a relationship with at that booth. And then it's great because we've been in the harvest season now from all of our summer events where people now have come to a couple of different events. So it's a lot of fun. Any other questions?
No, I don't have any more questions. I think that well covered everything I needed.
Oh, I should look. Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. It looks like we got all covered, and someone's ringing. So.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, I don't really know. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really know what that is.
I don't know what that
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Thank you.